Hi, my name is Savannah Robinson. I'm here today to discuss a persuasive speech. The topic of my persuasive speech is puppy shelters like SPCAs and other funded animal shelters versus puppy mills and pet stores. My persuasive speech is to persuade my audience on why I think they should shop at SPCAs and other animal shelters instead of puppy mills and pet stores. The reason I feel so strongly about this topic is because I have 3 dogs, and 2 of them are from SPCAs. One of them is from a breeder who was a family member, so it's not a puppy mill or a pet store. My first argument is why people should shop at SPCAs and puppy shelters. Many people don't like to look at the word SPCA or puppy shelters because they think the animals are damaged or dirty or just found off the street, and people don't really go into detail about why they're in the shelter or what they've gone through in their life. If you adopt a dog from a puppy shelter, you might be saving their life because a lot of them don't have a lot of room, and when they don't get adopted, they get euthanized. And it's not because they're not taken care of, it's not because they're not making money, it's just because they don't have any room for them and they've been there for so long, so they're not adoptable. Some of them are aggressive because they've been abused in their life, so they can't be adopted to families because they'll hurt them, so it's just better for themselves. Some of them have never known life, or like a good life or love in their life, and they just want to find a family who will love them. So giving them love will make them so much happier. Another reason that some people overlook is it's not a reason you should adopt a dog from a SPCA, but it's a good reason is you're saving money. A lot of pet stores and animal mills will cost like $2,000 to $5,000 for a full-bred dog, where if you find an SPCA, there might be a 2-year-old lab for $60 or $50, and they have all their shots and they're great taken care of. I have a Yorkie and a Chihuahua, and they're both so playful. My Yorkie is a 5-year-old Yorkie and my 4-year-old Chihuahua, and they love each other to death, and they get along with my other breeded dog. The reason I don't think people should shop at puppy mills, because puppy mills don't always take care of their animals. Puppy mills are all about making money, and they don't care about the dog's life. And a lot of times they overbreed the same dog so many times and force her to have puppies that she becomes so sick and they have to kill her off. And they're not putting her down healthy where they euthanize her with a syringe. They're putting her down dangerously and not least painful at all. They're overstuffing them because they're overbreeding, so there's so many dogs stuffed in the same spot, and they're not cleaning the cages, so they're living in their own filth. The only other reason why people shouldn't shop at pet stores is because a lot of times the pet stores are funded by the puppy mills. And at pet stores, the dogs are forced to stay in those little crates, and they don't get to come out unless people want to look at them. And they seem so unhealthy, and that's why people's hearts hurt when they go to pet stores to look at animals. When I go to a pet store to look at an animal, I get so upset by the way they look and how they're treated. They don't have any beds, they just have nothing but food and water. When you go to an animal shelter like an SPCA or a Blue Chip or any other kind of shelter that you have near you, they have nothing but a bed and a food and water, but they have a decent sized room where they could go back and forth, and they do get taken out to get walked, they get taken out to get groomed. They have a lot of life left in them when they're in the SPCAs trying to take care of them and make them as happy as possible while they're waiting to get adopted. A lot of times SPCAs will give the animals shelters like foster homes, so they'll stay with someone like me who will take care of them and treat them like family until a family actually wants to adopt them. That way they're not getting put to be euthanized and they're not staying in a little crate for their whole life. The only reason I think animal shelters are better than puppy mills too is because they're not all about making money. They're trying to help the animal find a better life since they've known nothing but abuse and abandonment. And abandonment actually messes with a lot of dogs' lives. I volunteered at a Blue Chip farm, which is like an animal shelter where they're funded by nothing but people. They're not funded by government or breeding or making money. They're just funded by donations. And there was dogs that weren't able to be adopted, but they don't euthanize. So if they're not able to be adopted, they'll take care of them for the rest of their life. And I met a dog named Tito who had an abandonment issue, and he was abused and kept in a crate for so long that he did nothing but spin in circles his whole life. So you can't encourage him to spin in circles, and you can't adopt him because he's so sick, and it makes me so sad. But puppy mills, they have other issues where since they're not taken care of, they're getting diseases, and they're getting other sickness, but they don't put them down, they let people adopt them, and then you're adopting dogs who are already sick. So my conclusion is if people start shopping, trying to adopt instead of shopping at SPCAs and animal shelters, puppy mills and pet stores will stop doing this, and they'll stop having animals to not treat fairly, and then there will stop being animals with cruelty. And I hope after reading this, a lot of my audience will rethink the next time they want to adopt a pet and maybe find the forever friend at a puppy shelter. Thank you.